Hey YouTube, back with you again today. I'm going to do some testing with some 40-pound limbs today. So what I have here is a 40-pound set of Uukha Selenga limbs. I have my 40-pound Hoyt satori limbs that came stock on my bow that you can buy, by themselves as well. I have a 40-pound set of DOS bamboo core limbs, and then I have my Black Widow. Now, the Black Widow is actually 42 pounds, but you won't be able to buy a set of limbs for that anyway. I'm basically testing up my ILF limbs today, and then hopefully you guys learn something from it. Hopefully it helps you out. All right, guys, I just weighed these arrows. I've got 4 different arrows here. I'm gonna go, it's a 380 grain arrow, a 530 grain arrow, a 560, and a 610. So hopefully one of these are pretty close to what you're hunting with or shooting with, and it'll hopefully help you make some comparisons on these compared to your setup and what you could expect if you upgraded to a set of these limbs. All right, first up we got the Hoyt satori. Stock limbs, 40 pounds, 60 inches. This is with the 380 grain arrow, so let's get it started. Okay, here goes the test of my Black Widow. This is my most expensive bow. Now these limbs are a little heavier. These are actually 42 pounds at 28, so I'm probably pulling more like, I don't know, almost 45 with them. It was here that I realized that I really needed to figure out what the draw weight was on these bows specifically, so more on that later on in the video. Flew a lot better too. Came out of the bow perfectly. Okay, the big boy, 610 grains. Gotta aim a little, try not to kill my arrows here. $165. So again, 1 foot per second difference. I'm really excited about these Uukha limbs. I've been waiting on them for a while. If you've watched a couple of my other videos, I've mentioned looking for these limbs in there, and I finally found me a great deal on a set of them, and I'm really excited to try them out. I'm gonna go ahead and swap these limbs out here and do some testing, see what happens. That's how easy it is. That's why I recommend ILF rigs. Look, just pull it, comes right off. See, this is the top. You have to make sure that you put the top limb in the top bracket and the bottom limb in the bottom bracket. You don't want to cause any damage to your bow whenever you're doing this. Another thing that I'm doing that I probably should have mentioned before, but I'll go ahead and mention now. I've tried to keep this as equal as possible. So it's all 40-pound limbs, but I'm also running an 8.5 inch brace height on all these too to try to keep it equal. So here we go. This thing's got a lot of curve to them. Wow, look at that, so pretty. That carbon shining in the sunlight. That's awesome looking. Right at 8.5. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Lightest arrow I have, 380 grains, 40-pound Uukha limbs. Uukha Selengas. Let's see. $190. $167. $165. I'm guessing 164 on this one. $162. Okay. 380 grain arrow. $190. $164. Okay, Black Widow, light arrow. This is a 380 grain. $195. $166. I could tell that arrow just flew a lot better too. Came out of the bow perfectly. So I don't want to bore you guys too much, but basically after I got done shooting all my bows and with all the arrow combinations, I decided to actually find out what the draw weight was on all of these different limb combinations. So I took an arrow and I marked out 26, 27, 28, and 29 inches. And I basically just put it on my draw scale and drew them back. And I did this for each bow, and I marked at every single interval what the weight was. And I did this multiple times. That way I kind of got a running average for them. So there you go. You see the results. All right, guys, I'm just finishing up here. I'm taking a look at some of the data that I wrote down as I did my experiment. And one of the cool things that I noticed is that my DOS limbs and my Uukha limbs were the exact same draw weight. You know, at 28 and 29 inches, they're the exact same draw weight, and they only stacked. They're less than 2 pounds from 28 to 29. So I think both of those limbs are very smooth drawing limbs, and you can definitely tell whenever you're drawing it. And those are the lightest ones. So if you look at the data and you look at those two limbs, compare those two, and then compare the Black Widow and the Hoyt, because they're about the same draw weight. You can't really compare apples to apples when one's drawing about 3 pounds, 2 or 3 pounds more than the other limb. So compare those two, and then look at like the 530 to 560 range on the arrow weight, and you'll see, because that's what most people are hunting with. I think that's what I hunt with for both of my hunting setups. The other two are just, I threw them in there just to see the difference. Like, another cool thing is to look at like the Uukha limb. So an ILF rig only shot 190 with a really lightweight arrow, but then my one-piece Black Widow shot 195, and all the other speeds are about the same, but that really lightweight arrow, I feel like that one-piece bow transferred more energy to the arrow, so that might be something to consider. Another thing I realized is the Uukha limbs and the Black Widow shoot about the same speeds, and I'm drawing 3 pounds less with the Uukha limbs. But yeah, just take a look at the data. I'll put a screenshot in there in the video somewhere, I'm sure, and hopefully you learned something from this. If you're looking for a good set of limbs, maybe you have a shoulder injury, or maybe you're getting a little older like me and you want something a little smoother drawing, but you can still hunt with and get good performance out of, these Uukha Selengas. I found my used set of Selengas I found were, I only paid, well, I don't want to tell you what I paid for them, but I got them way cheaper than what they come brand new, okay? Like less than half the price. So just keep watching eBay, stay vigilant, and you'll definitely find some if you're interested in them. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.